We are here at the start of our climb. Everybody is excited.
Here I am, ready for Uhuru Peak. This was a new challenge for me.
I have to climb it to the top, whichever the case.
I've never pushed my body that far.
Someone in the bus told me, Sabina, relax. You will hack it.
We have been training.
We believe we'll summit.
The story really begins last year. In the context of our CBK at 50 celebrations, one of the things we did was to support the Kenya Music Festival. And there was actually a particular song, one of the set pieces about CBK at 50. There was one of the winners, St. Kizito Latin School for the Deaf.
Our children have been performing very well in competitions. We want the school to shine, to be one of the best, excellent schools in the country.
These school children won first prize for this particular song, and it was quite moving to see them participating as they did in the Kenya Music Festival. And the staff were very excited. As a matter of fact, they invited them over to the Central Bank. But the staff then also found out the situation in their school. There were certain things that needed serious renovations. The staff, from their own resources, decided they would raise 20 million Kenya shillings. They decided that the way to do it is to have a real challenge, which is climbing Kilimanjaro.
The governor invited a number of CEOs to come and do this hike. So I quickly volunteered because of the cost. I think it's a very worthy cost.
I'm sure we will achieve both targets, which is the challenge itself and also getting to the top of Kilimanjaro.
We are at the border point. My papers are in order, hoping to be cleared in the next maybe 10-15 minutes. Very excited for the task ahead.
I remember when we were still in Loitoktok. So I was sitting with my friend Patrick. I told him, boss, hii mlima ni kidogo sana. The nearer we came, the bigger the mountain was becoming.
They're telling us we have enough snacks for tomorrow. Yeah, this one we'll need. It will go the day pack. And then this other bag will be carried by a porter.
At some point I was a bit scared, especially when I saw the snow up there. I was a bit nervous. I have to go and I can't go back.
I felt it's a better challenge from the previous ones.
The reality is here. This thing is here, and tomorrow we will not be in this posh place. We'll be in some bush, in some tent somewhere.
We are set to leave at about 9 o'clock and be at the gates at about 10 or 11 to start our first day of climbing.
Every ascent comes with a challenge.
I'm a sportsman, and I'm ready to reach up. We'll reach up to the mountain and come back safely.
It's good for your body, for your physical fitness, for your mind also. Go to the peak as a team and enjoy it.
The weather was like we are in Nairobi. The weather was quite good and everyone was jovial. And then we got to the surprise lunch. Everybody was shocked. Lunch in the forest.
My best day on the mountain was the first day. I experienced a lot of teamwork from my colleagues, the sharing of the different commodities that we had carried up. It brought a lot of encouragement to us.
I loved the brisk walk, I loved the laughter, the conversations, the bonding. It made us tighter throughout the entire experience.
The one was a piece of cake. It was just a walk in the park. Basically, like what you've been doing in preparation for Kilimanjaro.
I never spent a night in the tent, so it was a first. Exciting at first, but when the night set in, it becomes extremely cold.
I remember the terrain, especially the second day, was the hardest for me. Walking for 6 hours and the altitude now hitting hard. I'm carrying water and everything that I needed for the day. The backpack, almost 10 kgs.
In the morning, people were like, this mountain is tough. It was okay. The first day, the second day, it was fun, bit by bit, the unity, the working together with the group members, the teamwork, the desire to summit.
Currently, we are at Shira camp. Last night we spent at Machame, and tomorrow we are going to embark our journey to Barranco in Lava Tower.
It's been a challenge. At some point, I was even losing breath, and I had a very good guide who kept telling me, "Pole pole, maji mingi, and you'll make it."
I had a slight headache, but the guys are telling me that I should not get worried. It's normal. It's something to do with the altitude, but the experience is way above what I'm feeling.
It has been a tough one. It is a little bit rocky, a little bit steep. It has so many stops, a lot of traffic, which has been a challenge to me.
It's a bit windy, so I'm wondering how it will be at night.
The second day was a bit tough, but we managed. Looking forward to tomorrow.
It's been an amazing experience, but I think day 3 is the mother of them. It will tell us whether we'll get to the summit or not.
Today is day 3. We just left Shira camp. The night was cold. Under my tent, when I woke up, there was ice all over, but the sleeping bag was warm.
You've been reading about it, you've been getting stories about mountain sickness. Now it comes to reality that indeed it's there.
There was a lot of moral support and teamwork with the rest of my colleagues, especially now when our bodies started reacting differently, pains here and there.
Day 3 is when the altitude came out and showed us who's boss. So day 3 was breathlessness, fatigue, my appetite disappeared. I was totally tired and finished.
The third day was somehow hectic because we woke up at around 6:30. We walked for around 12 hours. And the attitude was not friendly.
It is a gentle, steep, but rocky. We are now approaching the lava tower.
We are strong, we'll make it. We have practice for this. We had precursor activities to this hike, so we believe we'll summit it.
When we approached Lava Tower at an altitude of around 4,600 meters above the sea level, the reality dawned. Now headache, mild headaches, and then you see your colleagues now developing nausea, vomiting, and all that. The reality now dawned that indeed we are in Kilimanjaro.
It's very cold today. Actually, it's very cold, and we're told as we approach Lava Tower, it becomes windy, very windy. So we will put on our ponchos, raincoats, and proceed. But again, you can see the peak from here, but you never know. These things keep changing.
From the third day, my body was becoming weak. I got nausea.
It was very cold. My feet were aching and the night seemed to be very long.
This is the start of day 4, and we are at Barranco camp. So this morning we'll try and go up Barranco wall over here. It's 500 meters. It's called the breakfast wall for a reason. You can guess what that means.
That breakfast wall, you really had to kiss the rock for you to cross to the next station. It was not really easy.
I remember like when we were hugging the wall, there are people with height phobia. They could not stand that, they could not look down, they thought they would fall.
I started experiencing difficulties on the 4th day. That's now when I started feeling headache, tiredness, but still I soldiered on and I went up.
I've never pushed my body that far, but this time round actually it was pushed to the limits. At one point, actually, one of the guides that was with us basically looked at my eyes, essentially said that I had no oxygen in my body and there is no way I would be able to summit.
They prefer you begin the climb at night, that's around 1 a.m. But we began at 5 o'clock. So when you can see where you're going, it's a little worse because the climb is steep and you keep walking and walking and walking.
It looked quite near, but it wasn't. And he started singing for Stella at around 6:30.
Climbing Kilimanjaro is one lifetime thing. You don't get an opportunity to climb it like an everyday thing. It comes once in a lifetime.
It was one of those moments of mind over matter. So the mind is the one that forces the body to continue. And yes, you had to continue,
From the first day when we started on Monday, everything was just on that summit. Your thoughts, your energy, you are reserving your energy towards that very day.
The mountain introduces you to yourself. You discover parts of yourself that you didn't have. Mental, physical, stretches you to the end. It's like an elastic, stretches you even further.
That's how we saw all kind of manner of things. People who are coming down, they looked worn out, and I was asking myself, what is happening in this mountain? And I kept pushing on and on and on.
The journey between Stella Point to Uhuru Point, I'm actually being told it's 700 meters, but it took me almost 1 hour to move from Stella Point to Uhuru Point.
We cried together, we laughed together, we enjoyed the moment, we enjoyed the beautiful sceneries of the mountain, and it made the experience all worth it.
When we were inching towards the last few, meters to the summit, there was a few, 2 or 3 people who wanted to quit. The team stopped. They said, no, let's take these guys and put them in the front. And this coming from the team, not even from me or the guides, was the defining moment.
I couldn't believe I was stepping on snow, ice, literally, frozen ground. Yeah. For me, that was the most memorable experience.
I've been in the bank for the last 6 or 7 years, and I would say this is the most interactive session that I've had with the central bankers.
At long last, we are right at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro, all in aid of St. Kizito. The killer hill was the Stella Point. That is where we almost gave up, but we had to keep pushing. The excitement of being up here, it's something that we really cannot explain.
It is a tough mountain to climb. It is not as easy as we thought, but we made it.
Through God's grace, we were able to have the strength to get to the summit.
We've come to the end of the hike in the fundraising initiative for St. Kizito. It has been a very successful one.
It was a perfect opportunity for me to take a very difficult challenge to care for others.
That was the toughest physical challenge that I have had to deal with, and I'm pretty sure that applies to everyone else that was on that expedition. You really became a sort of a band of similarly minded people, a band of brothers or a band of siblings. And that sort of bond was formed through these hardships that we had to endure together.
I'd like to give special thanks to the governor for enabling that. I think it's one of the things that has made CBK a better place to work. We've really made connections that I doubt would be broken by anything.
I was the last coming from the summit, so I knew I had closed this. It's a done deal. And then suddenly I see 3 lady climbers coming up. I'm like, you guys, where are you going? They say like, we're going to the summit. And so we had to turn back and get them also to the summit.
See. This is team what? Team Divas or team what?
Oh, okay, Team Divas.
Team
Clearly
Divas.
you can see.